Hello, everyone, and welcome to an episode of the BS Bar where you're getting more booze and reviews. Shots, yeah. This is an after hours podcast, you guys, from BS Drunk Movie Reviews. And we will be uploading the video version of this to our YouTube channel at some point in time. It'll probably be after this next season or whatnot. But you, our paid members, you guys get it first. Look at you. So you can also check us out on YouTube or on Spotify, anywhere you get your podcast, everything. It's super fun and everything. But my name is Matt, and as always, I am being joined by my co-pilot and sister in this adventure, Vetta.
Hello. Are you sure you're Matt? Because that seemed more like a question than a hey, I am.
Sometimes I question my own reality. Anyways,
Question where you mom mixed you and your brother up, and you're really the older
maybe
one?
not. No, I don't think so. I think so. Well, because you know it is how it is with twins. The first one comes out, our brother, and then God takes a step back and he's like, I can do way better than that. And he makes the second one. And then it's me. Anyways, okay. So you guys, we are doing the Scream franchise. And on this episode, we are going to be discussing Scream 6.
Dun,
But
dun,
dun
dun.
dun. But before we get started, I'm going to ask you, my co-host and sister, what are you drinking?
I stuck with the drunk ghost, and I gave up on the fucking ghost peeps because apparently they're delicious and everyone keeps fucking eating them.
Right on, peeps are delicious. I'm like you. I'm sticking.
Sugar-covered marshmallows.
Yeah, exactly. I saw peppermint ones today. I was like, thank you. Anyway, so I am sticking with my drink, which is a Ghostface. It's
I feel like
delicious.
every time you drink it, though, it gets more and more cinnamon on top.
No, it's cocoa powder, and there is
cocoa powder, because
because
it's way more this time. Like I can see the layer through your.
I don't do the thing where you put it in the thing and then you tap on it. I just dump a big clump
You
of it
just
in there and
dump.
let it separate. I'm lazy like that. Like the first time my wife helped me, but then after that I was like, that's good enough. Anyways, okay, so
Doesn't come out of this thing.
right, it's fine.
That's what
Everything's fine. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
All
So
right.
Vetta, had you seen this movie before we did it?
I saw it in the theaters.
You did?
I did. We
How?
saw it as a family, like every.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
a
teachable
full on family
moment.
event, but I
Yeah.
had a very large, like 24-ounce rum and coke.
Yeah, no, that's
And the
awesome.
guy was a little heavy pour handed, which I thanked
No.
him
Yes,
very
we
much
love
for.
those. Yes, we love you
Yeah,
guys.
it's the good ones.
Yeah, with your heavy hands. Okay, this was the first time I had seen this movie because I was in protest because Nev Campbell was not in this movie.
And she could
And
have been, and she should have been. There were many of opportunities. They should have just fucking paid her.
paid her the money. That's what I'm saying,
Cheap
yo.
asses.
Yeah, cheap
They
asses.
paid Hayden. They couldn't pay Nev.
Exactly.
And Hayden looks a little rough.
Dude, oh my god, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, is that, because my wife goes, who's that? I was like, that's what I'm saying. Who's that? I was like,
either she had a botched facelift that went
yeah,
wrong,
yeah.
or her
Or her her
well,
Russian husband beat the shit out of her. You know what I'm
and
saying?
she's still swollen.
He went Putin on her ass. You know what I'm saying? But hey, whatever. No judgment. A little bit of judgment. You know how I am.
So much judgment.
You know how I am. Okay.
Dirt she bring up on her.
Wait, say that again.
Bring up on her. She knew this movie was coming.
Exactly.
And that's the best she could do.
Yeah, listen. I mean, don't get me wrong. I did love her in this movie. I was like,
me too.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Okay. So I have one more question. How did you feel about them taking the franchise out of Woodsboro and bringing it to New York?
I'm gonna go with, as far as like remakes, which I do not consider 5 and 6. I consider them remakes because they took the premises of 1 and 2 and just added new characters. And this is the same. What did they do? Jenna Ortega, I can never remember her character's name. Yeah. She's in college and they've moved to New York. What happened with Sid? She moved from Woodsboro in college in number 2.
Right.
There is a bit of a twist. So it isn't a complete remake, but the premise is there.
Right on. Yeah. I have to be honest though. I don't know. Like I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. I'll tell you that right
Same.
now. It was like I almost wish they hadn't done it, but at the same time, I was not Tara, by the way. I wasn't upset about it. Like I thought I would hate it, but when I watched it, I was like, I really didn't hate it. I didn't hate it at all.
No, I didn't hate it either. But in the beginning, I mean, the same thing I thought with the beginning of number 5. This is too much like number 1, where this one, it's too much like number 2. Hey, we've just moved here. I came with you. You're in college. Be careful. Know your friends.
Right. I agree.
Blah, blah.
I agree.
It did take a very nice twist. I did appreciate the twist.
Oh yeah, I loved it.
The number 5 did not have a twist. It was literally a remake, in my opinion, down to we were back in Stu's house at the end.
I agree. I liked this twist a lot. We're going to talk about that shit at the end. Okay. So, like we do always with this, we talk about the movie through the kills. You know what I'm talking about? So let's talk about the first kill, right? So we get this professor played by Samara Weaving, which I just want to say right now, I love Samara Weaving. I love her so much.
For sure.
I was bummed she died. But at the same time, I was like, bitch, you deserve that because you got to be all stupid and shit. Like, how are you a professor of film and you get killed? And this is the shit you teach, bitch.
Right? You should know the fucking rules and how to survive this shit.
And she was stupid because she was thinking about that dick. You know what I'm saying? Like she was Tinder looking for some dick. And this dude was all like, I don't know how to, I'm lost. I just want to say right now, if I was a woman and he had called me and was like, I'm lost, can you see me down this alley? I'd have been like, my pussy is so dry right now. We are not fucking. This date is over, fucker. I'm going to go back in this restaurant. I'm going to have a meal. I'm going to have some more drinks. You can go home and jerk yourself off. What did you think about that?
Agreed. I just couldn't believe this. I was like, what is happening? How did you fall for the most basic of don't separate? Oh, and I'll be right back.
Exactly.
Have you not seen the first 5? Are you
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I'm not gonna lie, I did like how they revealed this killer right off the bat.
Oh yeah, they didn't like try to hide it and say play the guessing game. They said, "Oh look, here he is with the little red bow around."
Right.
You're welcome.
Exactly. And I did like how he went to his dorm room and everything, and he's all like, I'm gonna go. Oh, he ran into Tara, and she's all like, you coming to the frat party? By the way, shout out Tri-Tau. So
every time we say frat.
Yeah, shout out Tri-Tau, which I have a fun frat story. Do you want to hear it?
I've heard it before, but please, for anyone.
Okay, so here's my frat. I know I told it during Scream 2, but I'm going to tell my story again. This is my favorite frat story. Okay, so I was pledging.
He wants to tell this story every time someone
because it's so funny. Okay, shut up, fucker.
Like if you
ever
meet him in real life, just wasn't your frat, and he'll be like, I got a great story to tell.
Wasn't your husband in a frat?
Well, he lived with a group of guys. I mean, you could call it frat. They pretty much were, but they weren't at a sanction. My son's in a frat.
That's awesome. I'm going to ask him. Okay, so here's my fun story about a frat. Okay, so I pledged for Tri-Tau. And so during pledge week, when you're a pledge, you do stupid shit, like so much, like hazing, like you don't fuck goats or anything like that. I've never done that before. But one thing they did was, okay, so we're building what? I can't hear you. What? You need to calm down. From Revenge of the Nerds. You never saw when they whip out the condoms and there's a goat.
He got seriously was like, I thought hazing was over. Now we've got
yeah. You're so funny. You're so funny. Okay, so here's my fun frat story. Okay. So we were digging this like ditch, or it was for something for the house and everything. I'm not 100% sure. So I was friends with somebody that was in the frat, like really good friends with. And so we're like digging this thing, and I'm all like, I'm unhappy right now. This is fucking sucks. And we didn't have any water. Like they wouldn't let us take breaks and get water and everything. So I'm digging this trench. I'll just say trench. And so the friend comes over and he's been drinking alcohol, but he's got a glass, like a little, like shot.
Drinking alcohol.
Yeah, he's got like this.
God.
Yeah, because it was like on a Saturday. I was like, I have shit to do today. Anyway, so it was a scotch glass or whatever. Yeah, and it had ice in it. He's like, hey, he's like pulls me aside a little bit, and he's like, hey, you want some ice? And I was like, yeah, I want some ice. I'm fucking hot and I'm thirsty as shit. And so he goes to hand me the drink, but he pulls it back and he just yells out. He's like, hey, everybody, this pussy wants some ice. I'm like, what? What's going on? What? And everything. And then, I mean, and all the other pledges are looking at me like I'm the asshole. And then, by the way, he gave me the glass of ice and I was like, and everything. I was like, it's so good. Oh my God. I was like rubbing it on my lips and everything. I was like, oh, so good. I love ice and everything. But I was like, what a fucking dickhole and everything. But it's fine. It's fine. It was fun. I love that story so much because it happened to me.
And if your twin would have been like, can I get some of that ice? You were like,
yeah, fuck that noise. I want the ice too. He did the same. Try towel. Anyways. Okay. My brother's at Tri-Tao. Anyways, okay. So we get back. I do not remember this first kill's name besides Samara Weaving. But it's this pirate looking motherfucker. I don't remember his name. Do you remember his name?
I don't. I'm normally really good with names.
Yeah. So then Ghost. I don't remember his name. So Ghostface calls him, right? And he's all like, hey, I'm Dave, which I don't know if that's his name. He's like, I'm your roommate and everything. And he's like, Dave, stop fucking around. He's like, I'm not Dave and everything. And so he's like he starts, JK. Yeah, JK. And he asks him about the murders. And he's like, well, what did it feel like? And he's like, it felt like, the more I stabbed her, the more she wasn't a human being or something like that. And he's like, hey, that's our professor you're talking about. And I'm all like, hey, Ghostface, when did you get fucking morals, weirdo? And so he's like, you want to find Dave? We're going to play hot and cold. And he's like, right now you're very cold. And so then he goes to the fridge and he opens up the fridge and Dave is in the fucking fridge, chopped into pieces, which was a nice
Jeffrey Dahmer vibes, not Ghostface.
Yeah, it was and everything. And then
Jeffrey Dahmer vibes, not Ghostface.
Yeah, and then he stabs him in the back. And like, I just want to say, this pirate looking motherfucker, he was like, ow, and then he turns around. If I get stabbed once, I'm gonna be like, that hurt. I'm
gonna be like Stu.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, ow, and then he turned around like, what's going on, guys? And I'm like, you should be crying right now. That's what's going on. And then he starts stabbing him, and he's like, do you feel less human now? And I'm like, no, he feels dying. That's what he feels like, fucker. Yeah, I really like
Weaving's character's name is Laura.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I only know her as Samara Weaving.
Right, because she's awesome.
Yeah. How did you feel about the frat party, them stopping that dude, I don't remember the hot guy, from taking Jenna Ortega up to his room to get some vodka? Because I was like, you guys are cock blocking, and Jenna Ortega has said multiple times she consents, she wants this.
I go, but does she? I feel like she's super intoxicated. Couldn't she really consent at that point?
I mean, I guess so. Haven't you been intoxicated?
Under the influence, they say in a court of law, that wouldn't stand up.
Well, then I have been taken advantage of many a times because
but you're not objecting. You're like, they had.
Oh no, I was. Please take me. I'm drunk.
You're like, what can I do for you, mistress?
Yes, I am drunk. Please play with my nipples. Anyways, okay, so then they end up leaving the frat, right?
Because her sister came and rescued her. She was just gonna get the dick, and she's all getting rescued. She's like, how are we fucking rescued?
Right, exactly.
She's like, you're such a bitch, sister.
Yeah, and they're on the phone, and Ghostface attacks them like just on
Oh,
the streets.
instantly.
Yeah, on the streets of New York, just willy-nilly, just like, hey, it's time, fuckers. And
But I feel like if you're gonna do that as Ghostface, New York City is the place to fucking do it.
I mean, oh, ain't that the truth? Especially now,
It's
it's
like
like
when
down.
Jason Takes Manhattan. Like,
Oh my God, we should do those movies. I love that movie. I know people hate on it, but I love that movie so much. Okay. So
I draw the line at Jason Goes to Space.
oh my God, no, that movie, okay, underrated in my opinion.
Just
Anyways, okay.
anyway.
Anyways, okay. So I love how they run into this bodega. Shout out to Bodega Mike or
Oh
whatever
my
his name
god,
was.
I wish we had those here.
I'm like, you
They're just
really?
gas stations.
Really?
I
You
think
can't,
bodegas would be fun, somewhere you could go every day and
you
get a
think
deli
so? I
sandwich.
mean, I guess so, but you
They
can't
even
buy
have them in other countries. They're just shops, though. They're not called.
but you can't buy like fresh food there and shit.
Oh, I've never been to a real bodega.
It's not.
In other countries, the little shops on the corner, you can buy fresh sandwiches. Someone
I
makes
mean,
them and everything.
I'm pretty sure. I think in this one there was some fresh food there, but it's not a place to be healthy at. Bodegas are gross. New Yorkers are gross, anyways. You're all gross. I'm saying it. Okay, come at me, fuckers. Anyways, okay. So I love how when they go into that convenience store, the bodega, whatever it is. And I love the guy that's all like, hey, there's a line. And they're like, there's a guy coming at us with a knife. And I'm like, yeah, fucker, like, pay attention. And I love how when Ghostface comes in, he like steps up and is all like, hey, you want a piece of this? I'm like, they just said we've been attacked or whatever. And then I love how he just like slices, like he's just like to that guy. He just like does not hold back. And then that other bald guy, they're both bald, by the way. I just love how they're both bald, right?
Apparently, they make it out to be like all New Yorkers who are going to try to rescue someone are bold.
Exactly. And he gets sliced in the neck and he's like out for the count and everything. I love how all the sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, have you not noticed in 5 and 6 how these ghost faces are really into the how many times can I stab these people in 30 seconds?
They have anger issues for sure.
So much. I feel like if an FBI profiler was profiling, they're like, this is a sexual element. Look at how many happen so fastly and they're shallow. Like, I feel like because they're like,
they are so angry, like no joke.
So aggressive, so fast, and
so fast.
So many.
Yeah. Yeah, like one stab wasn't enough. They were just like, ha, ha, ha. And I'm like, okay, you guys calm the fuck. You don't need to stab somebody.
Stabbing sounds like a bed.
Yeah, you don't need to stab somebody 22 times. I think 2 is enough. I think I'm just
as long as you hit vital organs.
Yeah,
or arteries,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that I think 2 and they're down for the count. They were like, oh shit, I've been stabbed. I'm done. Okay, so I'm not going to protect these 2.
Go back to Stu. I think you cut me a little too deep.
Yeah, exactly. And I love the 2 Ortega sisters, how they're all like, and everything. I'm like, yeah, bitches, what did you think? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this fucker was coming for you. What'd you think? And I did love.
Exactly gets new.
Exactly. Now, I just want to say, I do shout out to all the other people in the bodega. They got the fuck out of there. They were smart, yeah. Unlike the bodega owner, who was a big moron. I'm all like, you put your back up against the wall and then you stay there, fucker, because he pulled out a shotgun, which was smart. But then he got, you know what I'm saying? Because Ghostface came up on him after he left the sanctuary of his counter. And then, bless you. And then he I love how the Ghostface took his shotgun and then he's like, no, please don't. And then did you expect Ghostface, who just stabbed you, expect to not shoot you in the face with your own shotgun?
I just went, why didn't your flight button kick in?
Like, right, exactly.
I would have been like the rest of the customers and been like,
I know, right?
Exit? I'd have been like, I'm your airline stewardess. Find your nearest exit in case of an emergency. This emergency.
Exactly.
Run out
exactly.
the exit.
Yeah. I would
Jenna
be.
Ortega and her sister don't do it either. They stay to watch as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like the owner is all like, go out the back. And they're like, we need the keys. And I'm like, just go out the fucking front door. Like, what is going on here? Like, I don't know. Maybe we're
first stabbed / screamed, where she says, I really don't like it when the blonde bimbo runs up the stairs instead of out the front door.
Exactly.
Run out the front door, bitches.
Exactly. Okay. So they end up surviving the convenience store murder
Yeah, it would have been a
because
really short movie if they did.
right, right. So then moving on to the next murder. Okay, so during this time, not Jenna Ortega's sister, what's her name in this movie? What was her name?
Sam.
Sam, thank you. Oh God. Which I have to say, I want to be honest with you. I don't think this girl is a very good actress, in my opinion.
I am
Maybe,
not a fan of Sam or her character.
yeah. I just,
Or
I
should I
think, I don't,
say Sam or the actress that plays
yeah.
Sam?
I'm just not. I'm not a fan of her, and
I would have preferred if Jenna Ortega was just the main character.
I agree. Like, I mean, I don't hate the character, but like, I don't know. I just think
But
the actress isn't doing a good job.
so this is my problem with it. There is no need for this to be a sister act. You know what I mean? They could have made Jenna Ortega.
Jesus. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
They could have made Jenna Ortega Billy's daughter and been done with it. They didn't need this other girl in the movie at all.
I agree.
She's just a waste of space.
I agree. Okay. So she's been going to a therapist, right? And she admits to the therapist that after I stabbed Richie 27 times, it felt so good, or whatever she says. I can't remember.
But she still isn't saying she sees her dad.
Exactly. So he's like, I can't, she's like, I can't do this anymore. I can't be your therapist because, yeah. So Ghostface visits that therapist, right? And I love how the therapist is, by the way, has a great house.
Oh my God. Why do they always such great houses?
I mean, he is a therapist.
Corner brownstone. Oh.
Yeah, he has a great house. So I love how he walks right up to the door and is all like, who's there? And I'm all like, fucker, what? And then Ghostface punches, which by the way, that window looked thick, which we like it thick. He punches through it and then stabs him right in the fucking face. I was like, oh shit. I was like,
have we not seen enough of these movies to know that doors will not stop the killer? In Scream 2, bathroom stall, that's metal right through it in the head.
Exactly.
Scream 4, mom, right through the mail slot in the back of the head. Like, have we not learned doors do not stop Ghostface from going stabby stabby?
Exactly. He apparently didn't watch those movies because I was all like,
well, he's a therapist. He has higher things.
Exactly. His elitist community college degree.
Like, anyways, why would he waste his brain cells on such mediocre information?
Yeah, which by the way, I just want to say, I feel like he could have survived that attack because he only got stabbed in the face and it looked like the knife went downwards, not into his brain.
Yeah, because it kind of reminded me of Richie's kill. Because remember in 5, Richie gets stabbed through the cheek. I feel like you could survive that. It hurt like a bitch.
Yeah.
But you could survive it.
Yeah. So Ghostface kills him because he's stealing his, Sam's files and everything.
Yep.
Okay. So I want to just say right off the bat, I honestly did love that they called the 4 for the last movie, the core 4. I liked that. I was like,
I did like that.
The core 4. I was like, that's adorable. I'd be like, we need to be called the core 4, right? And they're having like a little dinner, like shirts? Exactly. They're having like a little family dinner. Meanwhile, Sam has been fucking the hottie patati next door.
Right?
Man, I was all like, break me off a piece of that bitch right
I was like,
there.
how come I don't have a neighbor?
Exactly.
Like my God.
Yeah,
I'm like,
when she was making out with him in the hallway and she's like, people will see. I'm like, let them see.
When she's faking it the whole time, like, why would you even look at that? Don't get involved. Don't talk to strangers. Can't trust anyone. And then you find out she's getting the dick. I'm like, oh yeah, girl, I would jump on that and write it every day.
Yeah, I was all like, why are you embarrassed of that? I'm like, he's hot. You should
have been embarrassed of Richie.
Exactly. Yeah.
Guy, you should wear shirts that say I get dicked by this.
Richie was kind of, I think Richie's cute.
He had facial hair. I'm anti-facial hair. No offense to you. You're my brother. I don't like facial hair in the men I'm going to kiss. I don't want to feel like I'm kissing a fucking broom.
It's fine. It's fine. Calm down, fucker.
Your wife likes it. Be happy. I'm not your
Yeah,
wife.
she
That
does.
would
She
be
right.
weird.
Yeah, I'm
Don't.
giving out free
Weird brother.
mustache rides every night. You know what I'm saying? Anyways,
You mean she's getting rug burn from the shit on your face? That's why you
uh,
only do it like once every 5 months.
oh, I don't think. Okay, first off, stop it. Stop it. It's like every other night. It's like 45 minutes. Trust me. Okay. Anyways, okay. So we're not going to talk about this anymore.
TMI. Now I'm going to go vomit in my mouth. Then I'll be right back to join the podcast.
I'm just saying, if she sneezed, she'd break my nose. Anyways, so all right. So then, okay. So we forgot. What'd you say?
I said, ew.
So we forgot. Okay. So
put a muzzle on him, Trish. He's sharing too much.
Okay, so Sam has a roommate named. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Quinn. Her name is Quinn.
Oh yeah, and her dad's the cop.
Yes.
Dermot.
Yes. Bailey.
No.
Yeah. That's the actor's name. Dermot McDaily. I don't know his name.
Even older, he's hot.
Dermot. Yeah, he is. Like, hello, daddy. Anyways,
good
okay,
genetics.
So, yeah, break me off a piece of that. I'd fuck him. Okay, so so she's kind of a little whore. Okay,
a little bit.
Yeah. So
they make it sound like she's fucking everything that even pretends it has a dick.
Right. So then Ghostface ends up in her room and she has her latest fling. He's in the shower and she's on the bed and he's all like, hey, you got any soap? And she's like, don't use the herbal essence. That's my go-to or whatever and everything. So the neighbor, the hot neighbor that Sam is getting it on with, he is trying to get everybody's attention because he sees Ghostface in the apartment, right? And they're having their core 4 dinner. And Ghostface goes into the shower and kills the date, the hookup or whatnot.
Which we never see him, do we?
We do. We see him dead. Because remember,
that's right.
Because remember the black girl. I can't remember her name. One of the twins. She's like, he's dead. And I'm like,
is that her name? Millie? Mandy.
Yes, Mandy. Yeah, she's like, he's dead. And I'm like, thank you, Captain Obvious. Anyways, so then Bailey dies and Ghostface, he comes out of the bedroom, right? He slices Mindy's arm and then
poor Mindy, just always getting sliced. Like she's got to go through the pain of getting stabbed.
I didn't feel bad for her because she got sliced in the arm and then she sat there while her girlfriend was being manhandled by the fucking killer.
I do have to say she did act a little, at least in the first one when she got stabbed, or in 5 when she got stabbed, it was a serious sit there in the pain. In this one, I do felt like she could have fought.
Yeah, like she was a total pussy.
But maybe she just wasn't attached to that girlfriend, and she was like, "Oh well, he's saving me from having to get rid of her, so I'm gonna let this happen."
Yeah. What was her name? What was her name? The girlfriend.
Oh,
it doesn't even matter. What was it, like Anita or something like that?
Annika. Yes.
Annika. Thank you.
I wanted to say Ivanka, but
that'd been great. So he totally manhandles Ivanka and he stabs her. And when he stabs her, I'm not saying he just stabs her and then he stabs her and then twists. And I'm all like,
but that seems to be a thing of this killer.
Yeah.
This killer likes to twist.
Which one though? Ooh, that's the thing. I was all like, which one is this one? I know.
But if you remember, Richie twisted. Remember when he stabbed Sam?
Yeah,
he twisted. So I mean, not that it makes
but Richie's dead. That Richie's dead.
I'm gonna go with spoiler alert, they're both related to Richie.
Okay, so this whole scene was my biggest problem of the movie, and I want to explain why. Okay, because Jenna Ortega and the guy twin, I can't remember his name either.
Was that his name?
Chad, yes, because he had
the whitest name ever.
Chad. Yeah, Chad. Hi, Chad. Anyways, okay, so they run out of the apartment. Yeah, they run out of the apartment and then they come back upstairs to get into the apartment. And while they're trying to get into the apartment, all the shit is going down in the apartment, and then Ghostface eventually escapes. But I'm like, what happened to Chad and Jenna Ortega? Did they not see Ghostface coming out of the apartment? What's going on here? That's my biggest problem
Are
with
there
this.
multiple exits to this apartment?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I mean, but he could have exited on a different level to evade them.
I don't think so.
But when does Ghostface do anything to evade people? Doesn't he just kind of say, here I am with a knife. I'm going to stab you. And then run away.
Yeah, I don't know. But so they get stuck
But I
in
have issues with all of the killers in this because let's be honest, they're way more emotional than any of the other killers we've seen. Like all the other killers have an emotional attachment, except for 5. They're just stupid in 5, the killers. But all the rest of them have an emotional, like a serious emotional attachment. Even the ones in 4, she's the cousin of Sydney's and she feels wronged. I mean, her little sidekick, Charlie, no emotional attachment, but everyone has a sidekick that isn't as emotionally attached as the other one. And these ones are extreme.
Yeah, they are for sure. Okay, so
that was way too.
Yeah, hold on one second. Yeah, hold on 1 second. I need to I apologize. Oh my god.
So good.
Hold on. I will edit this out. I fucked up my screen.
Before and I heard in the, so I'm gonna edit this out.
What?
Nothing.
Hold on a second. There we go. Okay. Sorry, Vetta. I'm trying to. Oh my god. Why are you being such a dick? Okay. So they end up. You good? Okay. So they end up the hot neighbor, he ends up putting a ladder across the window and they decide to crawl across, which I was like, it's not a bad idea, but I don't know about you, but
more than fuck.
Exactly. As soon as I realized that ladder was stable, I would have been like across it like really fast. I would have been like, fuck this noise.
The problem is they're scared to fall. I'd have been like, okay, death by falling or death by stabbing. Either way, I'm moving my ass across this ladder.
Right. So then they're crawling across and Sam makes it. And then Jenna, Akita, whatever her name was. She's Annika, thank you. She is bleeding out like hardcore, and she's like, you go first and I'll follow after you. I'm like, bitch, you're gonna die from bleeding to death. But
I think she thought she was already dead. She was like, I ain't gonna make it.
So she then so then Mindy goes across, and then finally it's Annika's turn. And I have to just say, here's a thought process for you. Here's just what I have also a problem. Okay. Why didn't Annika grab a hold of the ladder and then why didn't Ghostface just pull out the ladder first off? And then why didn't Annika just hold on to the ladder and then pull the ladder and then hold on to the fucking ladder while she climbed up it? I was like, that sounds like a way more better plan than.
I was the whole time like, why is he holding to the ladder better?
Right. But unfortunately, Annika, she fell off the ladder and died because
she's a secondary character. She's easily disposable.
Yeah, and her face got all fucked up. Okay, so then
you know what I thought of that whole time though?
No, tell me.
When they were climbing over the ladder and the ladder broke or fell down, I thought of the scene in Mrs. Doubtfire where he loses his face in the alleyway and the truck runs over.
Okay, so after Annika and the roommate die, right? The detective is distraught.
But did they both die?
That is the thing. We don't know that until the end, but we will talk about that for sure.
We think they both died.
For sure. Okay. So Gail shows up, right? And she shows up because she is covering the whole thing, but then she finally shows up not as a reporter. She shows up because she wants to help, right?
Yeah. As always, that's how Gail always starts out. That's her MO. She just wants to help, and then she writes a book and makes millions.
Which I did like how Sam was all like, you said you weren't going to write a book, and then you wrote a book. And I was like, honey, she's got to make money. Like, stop
Did
it.
you just meet her?
Yeah, exactly. So then, okay, so they go to catch Ghostface with Kirby, who has shown up at this point. Sorry,
Because apparently she's an FBI agent.
She's an FBI, which I was all like, who knew? You know, which at this point in time, I'm like, it's fine. I don't even care because I love that Kirby's in this, or you know what we thought was Kirby, but she's wearing a mask. Anyways,
it's an all new Kirby.
Yeah, it's an all new Kirby. she's been Dimitri'd and shit. Anyways, okay, so so Gail, they're all like, Gail, you can't help out with this anymore and everything. Go home and everything. So she goes to her New York apartment, which is very nice, by the way.
Super swanky.
Yeah. And she's got a boyfriend who was in it for all of 5 seconds. I was like, oh, she's getting that D, you know.
She went for the younger model.
Yeah, once you go black, you know what I'm saying? And so then Ghostface ends up killing the boyfriend and calling her and everything and shows up in her apartment, right? Now, I thought this part was actually pretty good because Gail goes into her bedroom where she gets out her gun.
Oh, Gail goes fucking badass real fast.
Yeah, for sure. But the thing is, I didn't like that Gail came out of her bedroom because I feel like this was anti-Gail because I feel like Gail would be smarter and she'd be like, she'd know.
Oh, for sure. She would have made him come to her.
Exactly. Stay in your bedroom because the fucker can't kill you when you're behind a locked door and they have to come and there's only one way in or out. I'm like,
you're up again.
Exactly. That's what I'm like. I was like,
they know by now, even if you shoot them and it takes them down, it's like they're in zombie land. Double tap right in head.
Right. Exactly.
Gotta confirm your kill.
Exactly. So now Gail, she ends up getting attacked and stabbed a couple of times. Now, let me ask you this. Did you think Gail was going to die this movie?
No.
When you first saw it?
No.
No. Okay. No. I did not, only because I knew she didn't die because I had heard about it beforehand. But at the same time, I was like, oh man, Gail could die. You know what I'm saying? They need to bring back Sydney.
She's clearly cheaper on the payroll than
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
So they need to keep at least one original.
Yeah, and let me just say right now, if they kill Gail and Sidney Prescott in these movies, I'm done for good forever. Oh, like no joke. Yeah,
I'm done if they kill Sydney. They didn't kill her. She's just in hiding.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so Gail ends up getting saved because she doesn't die or whatnot. But then the core four. And then, what was the dorky kid's name? I can't remember his name. Tad.
Oh,
not Chad.
The roommate dude.
Yeah, that they think is that what's her face thinks is the killer.
You mean who is one of the mini killers?
Yes, I just don't remember his name. It doesn't matter. Okay, anyway.
That's an excellent. Isn't it like?
Ethan.
Hold
Ethan.
On. It's
Ethan. It's Ethan.
Yeah. You are correct.
So they get on the subway.
That you Googled it before I could come up with it.
I'm very good with my hands. Anyways, so
that's what she said.
That is what and what he said. Anyways, okay. So then they get on the subway, but they get split up, which is rule number El Uno.
It's terrible. Don't.
So it's Mindy and Ethan, and then Chad, Jenna Ortega, and Sam, and then the boyfriend, which is the hot boyfriend. Okay, they're all in one cart, and then the other two are on the other cart.
Which the minute you get separated,
exactly, and it's Halloween.
Safety in numbers.
Exactly. So they get separated, and Mindy ends up getting attacked, and she ends up getting stabbed, but not killed. She goes to the hospital. She ends up surviving. Okay, so then they all go to this theater, which we forgot to mention, has been bought.
It is a Scream / Stab / Woodsboro Murders museum.
Yeah, it's like a tribute to. It's
Richie's.
Yeah, it's Richie's
museum.
Yes. Yes, which I want to talk about that real quick when we get done.
That's a dedication.
Yeah, it's so. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's like OCD obsession.
Oh, yeah.
Meets psychopath.
So so they're in there, and Kirby has the only gun, right? So the killers,
Allegedly.
allegedly, yes. So it's so Sam, she gets a knife because she's talking to her dead dad, because the meds aren't working apparently. And
At this
so,
point, Billy didn't steer her wrong in the first one. She might as well listen to him. He
I
helped
mean,
her out in the first one. Why wouldn't he help her out now?
I guess so, but
It's really just her subconscious manifesting in her dad.
I mean, I guess so. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't like it, but whatever. I didn't like it in the last one. I don't like it
I
in
didn't
this
like it in the
one.
last one either. Like I said, I wish it was just Jenna Ortega's character was these two characters combined.
Right on. So then Chad and Jenna Ortega, they start getting like hot and heavy. And I was like, I didn't even get the sense that you two liked each other, but whatever. What do I know? Maybe it's because survivors, guilty.
Well, yeah. What do they say in that movie Speed?
I
There's
don't know.
something in
What
the
do they
movie
say?
Speed with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock, like something about intense situations and romance
Right.
and all that bullshit.
Yeah. So the detective, Dermot, what's his face? Dermot McMahody. Exactly.
He has aged well. He
Yeah,
still
yeah.
looks. He's
He calls, and he's like, Kirby's not with the FBI. She's the killer. And I'm all like, she's not the killer. He's the killer. I don't know how. I don't. Real quick. Let me ask you this. When did you guess who the killer was?
Oh, I thought it was the roommate the whole time. I did not see the whole family twist and that it was technically 3, not 2, not 1. But my suspicions were always up against the random roommate who suspiciously became his roommate without knowing who Chad was and all that baloney. That just was way too coincidental and too, what's the right word? Clean cut, smooth. But that's just like Jenna Ortega or Sam's roommate, the one that allegedly was killed. Like everything seemed too prim and put together for her too.
I agree. I was in the same boat. I guess
I never thought it was Kirby. I never believed
me
in
neither. I thought it was Ethan the whole time, but I couldn't guess who the other ones were.
I had no idea it was the girl because they killed her off, and I definitely didn't think the cop had anything to do with it.
Yeah, exactly. So okay, so we get the big reveal that it's the 3. It's
because didn't you think that before they revealed the 3 that like I knew I had a strong feeling it was Ethan, but in all the previous ones, it always has the ta-da! Here's the second killer, like the random person. Were you not waiting until they revealed who the killers were? Weren't you just waiting for the ta-da? Here's the random sisters, brothers, nephews, dog walker of Billy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I honestly, while watching it, I was all like, I thought it was Ethan, the roommate, and I was like, he's the brother. I honestly thought he was the brother of Richie, because I told my wife this, and I was like, and then I go, I don't know who it is. The second killer is, because I only thought there was 2, but there's 3. I was like, it's a family member of somebody that died from the past, probably from the Amber girl, but I didn't know she had a sister or whatnot from the last movie. So I was like, it's there, and they're getting revenge because they killed their siblings and everything. But it really is revealed that Ethan, Dermot McHattie, and then what's her face that died? Quinn.
Hell is her
Quinn.
name?
Quinn.
Quinn. Yes, I was just
They all 3 are the murderers, and they are the siblings and the father of Richie.
Yeah.
Who
and the kids are the killer killed. And the dad's the mastermind.
Yeah.
Telling them what to do.
Exactly. So
and he's a cop, so he gets insider information.
Yeah. So and they just want good old-fashioned revenge. And he talks about how he bought all this memorabilia for his son.
And some of it's movie memorabilia and some of it's killer. Like from the actual killings.
Yeah. And my whole thing is like, I'm sorry, if my son was obsessed with murders, I'd be like, I think maybe we should call some therapy.
But my whole thing is, could he really have gotten his hands on all this stuff? How long does this stuff sit in like evidence with the police? Like he had all of the original Ghostface killers, like masks and costumes, and he had the murder weapons.
Well, didn't
Like,
Kirby say that cops like money and everything? And
yeah, but I mean, you can only steal so much of that shit from Woodsboro before somebody goes, oh shit, the most famous murders that happen in our town, all the evidence is missing.
I mean, it is. I mean, depending on how much money you offer, I mean, they could do it and everything.
I don't know. It just sounds a little
Okay.
fishy.
So at this point, nobody else. We do
Oh, and the
see
whole time this theater is like booby trapped.
for sure. And we do see Chad get stabbed like a mother. He's like a pincushion at
Again.
this point. Again. And he survives, which I'm all like,
Again.
again. And then so these two girls are fighting off this family by themselves. Now they kill the son because they stab him in the mouth, and then they kill the daughter by shooting her in the head. And then the dad, McDermott McHottie, he has been stabbed so many times and everything, and she's all like, we're not like you, we're not murderers. And he's like, thank you. And she's like, but you did fuck with our family, and then stabs him right in the fucking eyeball. And I was like,
Right.
I was like, good for you, honey.
He's not coming back in the
Yeah,
next.
exactly. Yeah, there's no, and then I love how Ethan, like, he's like, motherfuckers, and he tries to kill him at the end, and she like shoots him in the head or something, I can't remember, but kills him last and everything. But and then so we find out that the core four, they survived.
Mhm.
And
Gail and
Gail
Kirby
survived, and Kirby survived. And then
which I was happy they brought back Kirby, because we've been asking for them to bring back
we have,
someone from the other movies. We were
yes,
like,
we
there's
have.
these options.
Absolutely. So, okay. So, okay. How did you feel about this twist with the family? Did you like it? Did
I
you not
liked
like
it.
Me too. I thought it was really, really good. I liked it a lot. I thought it was
It's the
great.
first thing we've seen that breaks away from the original, like to make it a remake. It still has some of the same elements to consider it a remake, but it's not a complete. Really, the only element is Jenna Ortega went to college, and now they're in a different setting than Woodsboro.
Well, I did feel like they did copy from Scream 2, because that was college setting, and it was the mom of Billy.
Yeah, but Billy was one of the original killers, and it was just the mom. This is the whole surviving family, because the mom died and then Richie died.
Right. But I did like it. I like this whole family effort kind of thing. Like, hey, you killed our brother, fuckers.
It's the whole family of psychopaths instead of just one.
I did go, though, when Jenna Ortega and Sam were surrounded by the family, and then the dad didn't immediately shoot them. I was all like, why are you guys fucking waiting? Like, I wouldn't wait. I'd just be like, let's get
What's
it
with all the talking? I hate
so
the villain
talking.
monologues.
Yeah,
like, shut the fuck up and just kill him, and this movie would be over.
Exactly. You get your revenge. They get got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you get to go on living the life of the, you've avenged your loved one, but you get to go back to being a cop. They get to go back to being college students. All's well in the world except for they're dead.
Right, exactly. Okay. Was there anything else you want to talk about this movie?
No, other than I liked it. I wasn't expecting to. I didn't have high expectations after 5.
I agree. And the fact that Neve Campbell wasn't in this movie was the reason why I didn't see it in theaters. Yeah. But now after watching it, I did like it. It was very good.
But I'm not going to lie. If they don't bring her back in the next one, I'm going to be pissed.
Oh, I'm going to be so
honestly,
annoyed.
Her showing up in this one wouldn't have made much sense, because she doesn't live in New York like Gail.
Right.
She's hidden away with her hottie McDreamy husband.
Oh my God, McDreamy. They next movie, they need to bring both those two back.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Right. But
I would love it.
So, I mean, for them to say she wasn't coming back because she was too expensive, I mean, honestly, she wasn't really a necessary equation. I mean,
I agree.
In the storyline, I would have liked her here, but just because she's a staple. But I mean, they didn't have to have her. But it still makes me mad. She's not.
She has to be in every movie.
Oh, she should be in every movie for sure.
No, she has to be.
Well, if they ever kill her, I will boycott the franchise.
Well, yeah, we won't do any more of these fucking movies.
No, we'll do the boycott, hate them all.
Well, oh yeah, we will. We would tweet about this every day.
I will leave the hashtag hate whoever the director, writer, and blah blah on Twitter.
Yeah, fire whatever your face is.
Yeah.
Vetta, would you recommend this movie? Oh yeah, me too, 100%. It's so good.
I
All
would
right.
recommend it, and I would say, hey, just for funsies, turn it into a drinking game, and every time
Right.
somebody dies, do a shot.
Right on. Okay, well, we're gonna wrap this sucker up then. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining us on this episode and for listening to us and our nonsense. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, you guys, at BS Drunk Pod to stay updated, and we'll leave some fun facts about this movie when we drop it and everything. If you listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please leave us a 5-star review. We would really appreciate it. As of right now, this is on our Patreon, so you guys are, of course, listening to it and loving it and everything. We will also post this to our YouTube channel at some point in time, probably the next season. So make sure to subscribe to us there. It's super fun there. We are BS Drunk Movie Reviews at YouTube. You guys, thank you so much for listening to us and being a part of our Patreon and everything. We really appreciate you. And please don't forget to drink, recap, and review and repeat. Bye, you guys.
Bye, guys.